Hi, so after a bit of a break due to the pandemic situation, we're now going to look at a back cross, a follower back cross in this video. Now a back cross looks a little bit like this. Avoid dogs when doing this, particularly since she's walking backwards. So a back cross will look a little bit like this. Something like that. So how do we make this happen? So the idea is we're leading our follower to take a step around behind her own foot and then transfer the weight. So like with a normal cross where the follower steps back and she crosses and then changes weight and then steps out with the previously standing leg. This time we're stepping back. As we step back, we lead her to swing around behind and cross behind and then change weight. So it's all about getting the momentum right so that we can lead her leg to swing. Because if we stop in the middle, it'll be stop there and then we have to sort of like flicker to make it go around, which no, we don't want to do that. We want it to look nice and fluid. If we start over here, because it's a bit of a long move this. So we start off. Step forward on the left, then on the right. Now it's about this point that we decide we're going to do the back cross or lead the back cross. Sorry, I'm just not there for a sec. So as I lead it, I don't want to have finished transferring my weight before I make the decision, because where normally I would transfer the weight, and although I'm keeping a bit of movement going, I'm nice and stable. I kind of want to extend a little bit and then come back. So I need to leave that leg behind, because if I try that here, my own momentum will take me forwards. So I need to lead into that and stop and just keep that leg extended behind. So, 1, 2, and she crosses. Yeah? So it's this little movement and then back. But if I was just to lead her straight, she wouldn't cross. So, if I just lead her straight, she doesn't cross. So I need to lead her in a little bit of a hook around. And I do that by leading forwards and very slightly leading with my chest, dissociating. So as a forwards, around, and then settle. Now my weight is fully here and balanced. And we get there, and I make sure I put her down. Because at that point I want her to have transferred the weight. So the weight is now on her right. It's the foot that's on the other side, but it's her right foot. So if we can start again. So if I emphasise that this time. Hook down. Yeah? To get her out of it, my weight is all on this foot, but I'm leaving this foot here just for a bit of emphasis and dynamics. I now lift, kind of, you can stay there for a second, I kind of unhook her with this shoulder. It's not really a roll, but it's kind of a lift and a bit of a dissociation. So from here, I lift, unhook that shoulder, that foot even, yeah, it's been a long time since we've done one of these videos, and then walk through with my other foot. So I've unhooked her left foot with my shoulder, and then when she's free, I walk through. Remember what that's called? Cross system. So now, whereas normally we are in parallel system, 1, 2, cross system is where we are like that and walking 1, 2. So my left foot goes forward at the same time as her left foot goes backwards. And that's how we end up there. So either we want to stay at the end of, stay in cross system at the end of the move, or we add, unhook, step, a normal cross, and then we're back in parallel. We're probably a bit close to the camera there, so we'll try and do that. I don't think you saw the feet in that bit. Put her down, unhook, walk, cross. See, I haven't changed weight again, she has, I'm falling over, and then you walk out, and that's good. You can't stop in the middle and have a conversation with the camera, it doesn't always work. Hey, at least you know these videos are real. One, round, down, transfer the weight, unhook, walk out, cross, and then we're ready to go. So, some important things to remember while doing this back cross. First of all, followers. What do we always say about the free leg? Stay straight. It's also free. So as that momentum happens, we don't want the free leg to go all weird and bendy and start hooking or just bend at the knee. Because if you just let your leg bend at the knee, this is never going to work. 1, 2. Yeah, I can't hook there because the foot won't go around far enough. So you have to let the free leg swing from the hip. Also, it's got to remain straight, because if it's bendy while we do this, even if it's swinging from the hip, it's going to end up weird. And you'll, yes, I don't know, it looks like a scene from a romantic movie, doesn't it? So yes, that's the one. Yeah. So that you need to make sure that the leg stays nice and straight. And you're not doing it yourself. You need to take the energy that swings the leg around from the lead. Because if you try and do it yourself, it'll always end up looking a bit too quick. And it'll probably look a bit like this. Yeah, she got there too early on that. It was a, and I'm being pulled off balance, and I'm also kicking the cover. That's another story. Be careful when doing this at home. Make sure there's no furniture or dogs. Yes. So, one, swing around. Yeah. With this move, it's always best to do it slower rather than quickly, particularly when you're learning it. So it might be okay. And trust me, we've been a while in lockdown. We haven't tried this for a while. You can do this quite quick. But it relies on, everybody getting everything right. If you do it slowly, you've got a bit of time to work up to it. So that's good. So, it looks better, yeah. One, slow, around, down, hook, walk, there. So what happens if I don't put her down after the back cross? It's fine, it's a perfectly valid move, it's just different. And you need to know that if you keep her up there, when she walks out, she'll walk out in parallel system. So you're not going to be in cross. So why is that? It's because the free leg stays the same. She doesn't transfer weight. So one, swing, keep the lift, walk out. Yeah. It also means that that free leg gets a bit undecided because you've done the swing around and then there's not really any defined end to it. So it kind of flaps a bit. Fine if that's what you're looking for and if you're doing it in a fairly quick rhythm, so there's not time for it to look vague, shall we say. So a little it's been a while. Right, one, around, and then we can go out. See, it's a nice little accent, but you need to know that it's going to happen.
Oh, the leader can decide to give the follower a little bit of time to do a little bit of embellishment.
See, that would make sense. Yes. Like one of us is paying attention. See, that looks quite cool.
Depends on the music.
Depends on the music, yes. So if it's appropriate in the music, then that works.
Yeah.
When doing this, it's important to remember it's a subtle move. This isn't something where you're putting all of your energy into the little hook move. It's not a gigantic sweep, it's a little hook. So and don't go too far forward. So don't think, I've got to lean all the way over there and then back again. Yeah, you will lose. One of you or both of you will end up on the floor. So don't do that. That would be bad.
That's gymnastics.
Yeah. So we don't want massive swing here. Yeah. we want everything to be nice and subtle. And in fact, that's another point, is followers don't over-exaggerate this. Yeah. The temptation with a lot of these moves is that if you're nice and flexible and you're feeling energetic and it's the sort of half an hour into the milonga where you've warmed up and you've still got all your energy left, you think, let's put these massive big sweeps in. Be very careful about doing those. Don't auto-embellish, don't auto-amplify the moves, because it's a small, subtle move. If I do that, she crosses. I put her down, she changes weight, I unhook. We're all in a nice little straight line. You as a follower can't see if there's someone right next to you. So if you're suddenly going, well, if I stand there for a second, so as a follower you suddenly go, wah, like that, and there's somebody there, it's all going to end badly. So try and keep the reaction the same as the lead. So if it's a subtle lead, do it subtly.
And keep your foot on the floor for that move.
And keep your foot on the floor with that move. That's the other thing. So it's very much a sweep. It's not a massive elevation. It is just a little sweep down. Yeah?
Yeah, because it could be a small sweep or it could be a wide, I mean, the lead, but it's